Hey everyone, today on Berlin Grills, we're gonna be showing you a really good way to make a brisket when you're first starting out. This might be sacrilegious to some people, but we're gonna cut this brisket into thirds. And the reason why that we're doing this is it makes it so that you can experiment without spending $60 and screwing it all up really bad. You can just screw up a third of the brisket and only lose $20 and you don't have to cook it for as long.
This was a $40 brisket, so really, here's a meal, and here's a meal. You got 3 meals out of this thing. So it's a low-cost way to have really good meat.
Yeah, and one thing that's good too is if it's just you and your spouse, there's just 2 people in your family, you do a whole brisket, that is a lot of food. You have to invite the neighbors over and maybe you don't want to share the brisket with your neighbors. So if you just do a third at a time, it makes it so that you're not overeating.
So we've started out, we've got a 9-pound brisket here, and we're gonna cut it in thirds. Each third, being 3 pounds approximately, will take about 3 to 4 hours to cook. This will save you time, and you can experiment also with a rub on one of the thirds and a rub on another third. We're gonna freeze the other third for another time.
So another thing that's really good about this technique of thirding it, or if it's a larger brisket, you can even quarter it, is as this stands right now, if we were to smoke this whole brisket, it'd be about a 10-hour cook. I don't know if a lot of people, when you're starting out on the brisket, if you're gonna have enough time to do that. You have to get up really early, or you have to stay up really late to do that. By thirding it and getting it down to the cook time that my dad was saying, about 3 to 4 hours, it's something that you could do on a Saturday. You can start in the afternoon and you can have it for dinner.
It's a lot harder to make a mistake on this when you've got a shorter period of time and a smaller piece of meat costs you less.
So we've already trimmed this brisket, and you can see we've trimmed off a good bit of fat off of here. You can save the fat and you can do a beef tallow. Yeah, you got some over there too. But so by doing that, it's making it so that the brisket's gonna cook better. And now what we're gonna do is we're gonna cut it into those thirds. This is the flat of the brisket over here, where it's a little bit more flat. And where it gets thicker up here, this is called the point. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna cut it in thirds, something like this. We're gonna go right about like this, and right about like this. So we'll have 2 parts that are gonna be more of the flat, and then the third part is gonna be more of the point.
All right, we're gonna take the point of the brisket and we're gonna save that for later. So we're gonna get it in a Ziploc bag here. And we're gonna put it in the freezer and freeze it for another meal. This will save you some money. Next time you want brisket for just your family, pull this out of the freezer and you're ready to go. It's all trimmed.
I have a rub right here that I made. It's just 50-50 on salt and black pepper. That's all this one is. Very simple. So this one's gonna be flavoring this section of brisket with the salt and pepper and smoke. Now on this brisket, we're gonna be using the Weber dry smoking rub. I've used this one before. My wife loves this one. So we're gonna be doing this one for this brisket over here. Now they're ready to throw on the smoker. It's just after 6 in the morning, and we've got these both right here on the smoker. So I'm gonna get this lid closed, get my heat back up. Okay, we've hit our temperature to wrap at, and both of these briskets are looking amazing. So I'm gonna pull these off, I'm gonna wrap them up in foil. All right, we got these wrapped. Our internal temperature is right about 160 right now. And we're just gonna let these get up to about 200 to 203 degrees. Okay, we've hit our temperature, and now we're just gonna pull these off. We put these on the smoker at 610, and I pulled them off about 10:30. So about a 4.5 hour cook time. And we've let them rest since 10:30, and now it's about 1:30. So they've had about 3 hours of rest. So we're really excited to open these up. All right, look at that. This is a really tender brisket. All right, let's give this a go. Oh, it's pretty tasty.
That's good.
Okay, so we finished this brisket cook. Turned out really good. We have 2 different flavors going on. Both of them turned out really good. They're both very tender. They're juicy. Awesome cook. So we'll see you next time on Berlin Grills.